Alright, now we're going to cover emailing. Okay, so we got these email addresses here. Well, first thing we're going to do is we'll email stuff out because we don't want to mail postcards right away. I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, so you click up here, and what we're going to do is sort. So you click on data, sort, and you'll see the top row lights up because there's headers. And we're going to sort on email. Alright, say OK. Now you'll see that the way we'd marked it before with FL, that's showing up. Okay, and there's the emails. And there's a couple of different ways to hide columns. You can go across the top with your mouse like that, and then right click and say hide. Okay, and then to unhide, you just go over the top, the two columns here with the hidden one in between, and you go unhide like that. But supposing you want to glance at some of this information every once in a while, you don't want to hide it all the time. The other way to do it is to click here and then go to view. Okay, and you'll notice I have this column H highlighted here. I've clicked on the H right there, and you can say freeze panes like this. Okay, to unfreeze them, you click again, click unfreeze. Alright, now what that does is now you can scroll over, and in case you want to peek at some of the data, you can. Okay. But right now we just want to put in the information for the map here, so that's what we're going to do first. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the frontal shots of the storefronts. For all these, anything that's marked FL, so we can have a little mailing list. I'll show you how to mail it out. And I'm going to speed this video up to do that, so you can just sit back and watch this. Alright, wasn't that fun? So that actually took me about an hour to do all that, and I'm really slow. I took coffee breaks and munched on treats. So somebody that was actually focused could do that probably in about 30 minutes. And I was on a roll, so I did all of them actually. So as you can see, some of them were closed, gone, whatever. So I've got here in this column, I've got it labeled FL for the ones with email, and then I just kept on going because I just felt like it. So we're going to just send everybody a flyer. Okay, a couple little words of caution here when you're doing this. Let's suppose we look for this one here. I've already looked and it said closed, but I'm going to show you what to look for. Now, Control C on it. Include the name, because Google can find it with the name, not just the address. It does a better job looking at the name. So let's Control V. Okay, so you can see it says permanently closed. I actually went into history view and clipped everything out on some of these without paying attention to this. So make sure you pay attention to that. Okay, another little tip here. Now, this Toscana Pizzeria surprised me when I actually looked at it. Let's take a look at it. And that was the one with the impressive website. So if you actually look at the street view here, it's just a teeny little place. So what they're making up for in real estate is they're making up for with their website. Okay, let's look at the inside. They got an inside view too. It's cute, actually. I like it. Now, when you snip out a picture for this, okay, let me show you. Let's suppose we take this shot here. I actually took an outside shot, but we'll replace it with this one here. We're going to save as Toscana map, okay? What you do before you actually save is you highlight that and then go Control C. Okay, and then go here and go Control V and paste it in. Okay, and then go back and save it. Alright, and what that does is it saves you some typing. If you do it in reverse, what happens is that, well, you can try it, it'll paste the picture in there instead of the words. So do it in that order, you won't have any problem. Okay, now the other thing I'm going to change here is it's kind of awkward setting up the columns this way. I wanted to minimize the amount of columns we had here because we're going to put this into something called the concatenator later, and I didn't want it to be difficult, but that's okay. I think it'll work out. We're going to do something a little different here. We got two types of flyers. We got Yellow Pages flyer here, and we have a regular, another type of flyer, a brochure, I guess you could call it, and a postcard and a tent card. So actually I'm going to make different columns. Now you right click and say insert, again insert, and insert again. Okay. I'm going to call this postcard, call this brochure, and we'll call this tent card. Okay, so we'll do it a little bit differently here. Now these ones with the email, I'm going to just say email. Okay, and we're going to copy that down to where it finishes saying email. The rest of these I'm going to print because there's no email there. Okay, so we'll just say print like this. Alright. As for the postcard, it's this column here. I will give these guys a postcard. You can just say yes. Okay. And then you can pick the ones that you want to send a postcard to. And we'll just mark them off with a yes. I looked at Emma Watson's oyster place and it wasn't too bad. We sort of maligned her. We'll have to apologize to her one day. But I'm 500 miles away from her, so she'll never notice. Anyway, what's the other columns? Brochure. Okay, I'll fill those in later. The tent card, now when I was going through looking at the different places, this place, the steakhouse, was really nice. So I'll just say yes to this. I marked them in yellow here, and I'm going to say yes to this. So we'll do 2 tent cards for illustration purposes. We'll do a postcard there. As far as a flyer or brochure, I normally don't do a brochure unless it's a retail place. So actually for this one we can knock out the brochure. We'll have to do that on a different lesson. Okay, so it's just going to be tent card, postcard, or Yellow Pages flyer. Okay, and we're going to mark them this way. It'll be easier to deal with when we actually go through the document. Now this is interesting. Some of these places just disappeared over a year, or however long they were on that Google map. That has a 4.5 rating and it's gone. Okay, so we're going to delete that. Right click, delete. This one's closed, had a 3.5 rating. delete. I'm going to just give these like a default. I'll still send them a flyer. I couldn't find a street view. They're buried in a mall someplace. This one here, gone. Same with this one. And these two are closed here. Okay, so we pretty well got everything here. I couldn't find this General's Barbecue. It wasn't even in the Seattle, so we're going to get rid of that one. So now I've got 59, actually 58, not counting the header here. So we got 58 potential customers here. Okay. So it took me about an hour to create the little maps for the little pictures for this. And there's no excuse. You can do it too. You can do it a lot faster than me. I'm not terribly focused. It's probably better outsourcing it. This is really easy to outsource.